Welcome back to UP Lifestyle, folks. So in today's video, we're actually working on the mud mower, or brush hog, or lawnmower, or whatever. So I got my one tire swapped on here already. This thing's pretty meaty. It's actually the same original size as the stock one, but it's just a little bit thinner. Now, I seen this one at L&M Fleet in our local store here, and actually it's about an hour away. Well, I seen on the shelf the tread pattern I wanted, and it says there's no way it's the same size tire I need, and sure enough, it was. And of course, they only had the one tire there, but I'm like, you know what? I looked it up online while I was there. It's $4 cheaper than online, and that's where I was going to get them from. So I figured, what the heck? So I got the one. And I tell you what, folks, it makes a huge difference. Just turning, just with the one tire, world of difference. I love it. So then eventually we'll be working on our rear tires here. But so the other day I was testing this tire, and I was going through some snow banks and stuff, and my steering's always been kind of wobbly per se. Well, I hit the snow bank and my tire went my wheel went all the way to the left. So I went to go straighten it out, and once I went to start straightening, it was slipping, and I could only get it to where the tires were about straight, but I couldn't turn them right. Like, uh-oh. So I looked down in there, and sure enough, my gear, which I don't have out here at the moment, but here's how this mechanism works. So obviously this is my new one, but so this bracket right here sits, let me get you guys some better light here. It's a little better. But anyways, that bracket sits right inside there, and then our tie rod hooks onto this hole, obviously, and goes to this gear. And then inside, we have our shaft here, which our steering shaft goes onto that, and our gear turns the plate back and forth, which in turn turns our tie rod. So I thought I could get just the gear here, the steering shaft gear, and I pulled it all apart. Well, I couldn't figure out how to get it off of there at first, the gear. And I seen this bracket in there, so I took this whole bracket off, just these 4 bolts, one on each corner. It's kind of tight to get in there. I had to go behind the gas tank with some extensions and swivels and such. But yeah, so I got this bracket out. I'm looking at it, and I see a lot of people online say there's a bolt. Well, where my thumb is, there's no bolt. There's no snap ring either. No snap ring or nothing, so I didn't know how to take it apart. And so I can't go up with it, I can't go down with it. There's nothing I can do with this. It's tight. And so what I ended up seeing is I seen this bolt back here, so I loosened it up, and I got my old one out. Actually, I'll show you the old bracket right here. I forgot I had this in here. I just seen it out of the corner of my eye, but look how chewed up this tooth is. And it's all just on the one side. Like, if I go to turn left or something, you can see in there, the back side of them gears actually look nice. It's just it's just the other side, the way it got hit and just sheared the rest of the teeth off. But anyway, so yeah, I popped this up out of there, and I was able to get this up out of there. I'm like, sweet. So I've been calling around. We got like 3 or 4 different small engine places nearby. I was calling them guys. Nobody knew what was going on. Couldn't find it. I couldn't find it online, but I could only find this bracket. Well, one guy finally told me, he says, well, I'm seeing they're selling it as like a whole assembly. I'm like, yeah, they are. What's the part number? And so he gave it to me, and I says, yeah, that's exactly what I need here. And he's like, well, it's, such and such dollars. I'm like, well, I can get it offline for a little cheaper, but I told him, I said, I really appreciate your time of looking for everything, which he was very understanding, totally understood. He's like, if I was you, I'd do the same, because the wait I had to wait off Amazon to get this was actually a little bit shorter than what I would have to wait to get it from the store. Then I would have to drive an hour to go get it. Yeah, it just wouldn't be worth it in the long run. So yeah, folks, I got this bracket, and I'm gonna get her all installed in there for yous and give her a little test run here. Now I did see that this actually did come with a new steering shaft as well. And this one is about 2 inches longer, and the hole is not nearly as ovaled out as this one is. And it already feels tight. So the steering should be very tight. Before I'd have a half turn side to side, so this should make a huge difference, folks. So don't go anywhere. I'll have a clip here popped up in a second of this thing installed, hopefully. All right, folks, we're back. So we got it all installed, as you can see. So what I did is I just took a little bit of grease, and I greased this bottom plate underneath of it. And I also greased on top of here so that washer can ride on something smooth. I didn't want to grease the teeth or anything. I didn't want to make it slip, but I just wanted to grease the moving parts. And then I just sprayed everything with PB Blaster, all my tie rod ends and everything like that, my bushings, and just to kind of get everything all freed up again. This went really fast, folks. It went really, really good, actually. I did notice somebody's done some work here. This is welded. This bracket's actually bent up, which maybe I bent it. I don't really know, I guess. And this front suspension, actually, this side isn't really moving much because it moves, and then once it gets up so far, now that this is bent, it hits the exhaust. Whatever. For now. Eventually, this exhaust is probably going to go, so we'll see. But yeah, went really smooth, folks. I like it. The steering wheel does sit up a little bit taller, which actually, once I sit on it, it feels nice. I like it. Little to no play. That's all I got now. And it turns awesome. I love it. So I hope this helps you guys out in some way, somehow, because I have not seen a video on this bracket, this steering setup. So I really wanted to make something for you folks out there in case anybody else runs into this problem. Because it's nice to have something to reference to on kind of what's going on. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below, and we'll catch you folks in the next video. Stay sharp and be prepared.